know what the promise is. You dreamed it. You saw it. You believed it when you was a little person. When you was a little boy or little girl, you believed the promise. You heard it. You felt it. You knew it. But something in the world start telling you that you can't be that. You can't have that. And the more the world is telling you you can't be that, you can't have that, you start to believe the words that they are saying. When God said, this is the promise for your life. Yes, don't believe the lies. The whole time that you've been moving through and doing all of the things, you've been saw it. You saw it in your dreams, you saw it in your imagination, but then somebody told you, you can't do that. You can't be that. You can't have that. And somewhere we started to believe the lie. We started to believe the lie that you can't. You know, it's people that's already living your life, living your dream, living in your dream house, living in your dream car, living in the one that looked just like the one that you dreamed about. Guess what? They not better than you. They just made a decision faster than you. You know, what I heard was what you saw in your mind was the vision. When you said, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be whatever that thing was, when you said, I'm going to live wherever that place is, I'm going to drive whatever that thing is, and then somebody told you you should go to school and get a good job. A job is what you do, but it is not your work. What is your work? Because your work is the thing that will get you off the job. Your work is the thing that will next level your life. I heard it so loud and so clear. Do your work. Do your work. Sign up for your work. Sign up for you and what you saw in your dreams. You saw it already. God showed you the vision so long ago, but you let somebody tell you that you couldn't have it or be it or do it. Or the world just said, that ain't the way we do things. We get jobs. But your job is not your work. Your job is not your purpose. When you find yourself present and accounted for, being, just being present and accounted for, being in the room, hearing, but not to respond, hearing just to be, hearing to be a part, hearing to be the mirror for the people that you come in contact with. Taking all of your ego out and everything that you need to say, look at me, look at me, look at me. And you just say, nope, I'm not saying anything. I'm being present in this moment for whatever it is that God has me here for. Not because I'm this or that, not because I'm that title or that title, just because God told me to be here now. And remind the people to be present with the promise. Your work. What is your work? What have you been sent here to do? What are you here to remind the people of that they may have forgotten? God has given you a plan. And some of us are so far off the track of the plan. You got to get back on track to the plan. We have been distracted and doing so many other things that have nothing to do with the plan or the purpose for your life. We've been bamboozled, run amok, led astray to believing the lie. You know, I heard, and I don't know, the Bible scholars helped me with the story about the man that came to the house and said, there is a king in this house. The man had 11 sons. Was it Samuel? I don't know. The man had 11 sons.
Yes, it was the prophet Samuel.
Okay.
God sent him to David's father's house, the house of Jesse. He
Mhm.
told Jesse, the new king of Israel is one of your sons. And he started picking out the ones he thought was the one. And Samuel kept like, no, that's not him. No, that's not him. And he went through all of the sons that were present in the house at the time. But David
Pretty
was
ones.
out,
The pretty ones, the tall ones,
right, the
the
pretty
handsome
ones,
ones, the ones that look like, yeah, you're the most
yeah,
likely to succeed. You're the
yeah,
one that's probably the king. And what
yeah,
happened, Bridget? What happened,
the
Bridget?
one with 12 degrees. You know, they got 12 degrees, 3 houses,
Mhm.
2 cows, and a donkey. And they had all of it.
It wasn't them. It wasn't.
Mm. Like,
It
so
was
I'm trying to wake up a truck, but it wasn't them. But he said, he was like, Jesse was trying to say that that was all of his sons, but no, that's not. He said, no, you got to have another son because God sent me here.
yes.
God told me that you got a son that's the new king. And he said, well, I got another son. He out in the field with the sheep.
Dirty,
The
stinky.
dirty. He outside.
Yes.
He
Yes. The one they
outside.
forgot about. The
Hmm.
black sheep, the one they forgot about. And when he came in, he said, there is your king
Remember, he's tending the sheep. He's already tending the sheep, the flock. You
already.
know,
Right.
he's out
And
there
that's
already.
what Jesus told Peter. If you
He was
love me, feed my sheep.
exactly. He was already
If
tending to the sheep.
he's already doing what God had made him to do. And that was what was so powerful. I
Yes,
So,
promise
ma'am.
for everybody in our circle, if y'all did not watch that video with Dr. Miles Monroe,
oh
you
yeah,
need to go, you need to do more than watch it.
that
That's
started it.
study material.
That
That's
started it.
life,
That
right? That's
started it.
life studying material.
Yes, that
And
started it.
you could play that over and over because this story is a very good story to show you that God doesn't call to qualify, he qualifies to call.
Tell me about that even more.
He
What that story reminded me of was there you are out there doing your work, tending to the sheep like he was, thinking I'm just doing my job, and they forgot about you. They ain't thinking about you, but yet you are the one. You are the one. You
So
are the cycle breaker, risk taker.
and one thing about it, Darlaina, sometimes the calling that God has put on our life is not gonna make us popular. You gotta remember the difference between being popular and being wise and being wealthy. and really being rich on the inside. David was rich on the inside before he became a king. David killed the bear with his bare hands.
Hear the
David.
story. Hear the story. Hear the story. Apply it to your own life. Hear the story.
Right, right.
You are the one they forgot about. You're the one they're not checking for. But you are the one. You are the one who will live the promise. Those of you who are here in earshot of my voice, do not let them steal the promise by making you believe that the promise is not real, that the promise is not yours. I heard it so loud. They trying to steal the promise. They trying to steal the dream. They trying to steal what God has instilled in you. You are the best at what you do. You are so good at it. It is your gift. It is your talent that nobody can take that away from you. But you are the one that are allowing those folks in between your ears, and they are stealing the promise. You are the one they forgot about. Don't let them do it. You have everything you need right now. You don't need another school. You don't need another book. You don't need anything. You are ready now. You are ready now. God told me to say, you're ready now. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. It's your turn and it's your time. How much longer will you wait? You said, I'm going to travel the world, but you at work. How you going to do it? You said, I'm going to take care of kids, but you at work, on the job, not fulfilling your purpose. You know that thing that you do when you do it and you do it so good and everybody say, oh my God, you do that so good. You like the baby whisperer. You know how to get animals and children to calm down. You know you always have a fine word. You make me feel so good every time I'm in your presence. You know, when you write those words and you put them on paper, they save lives. You know, when you show up and we see you, we just trying to figure out how much more can you do. We want you to know that we know that you are great at what you do. And we want you to know that God knows that you are great at what you do, at what you do. So do you trust God or do you trust God with your whole life? Why you keep doing that thing that you hate so much? Why you keep going there? It is time for secure, sound exit plans with dates. It is time for an exit plan with dates. It can no longer be someday, one day, because neither of those days are on the calendar. I don't care if it's 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 1 year from now, 6 months from now. There needs to be a secure plan with a date. Because each and every one of you have a gift or talent that can be attached to money that will be enough money to give you your dream. Will you be brave enough to put a date on it? Go ahead, Bridge.
One story that Dr. Monroe told that I liked, and this was the most, I think, the pivotal part of why so many people, including myself, I'm in the week, okay? So many of us have fallen for the lie. But this is the story he told. He said he talked about manufacturers, and he talked about he used examples of car manufacturers.
Yeah.
And he said when they make a car, the last thing that they put on the car is the label of the car.
Name.
The last thing they put is a Mercedes or a Cadillac or whatever kind of car it is. That's the last thing that they put on the car because the car is now complete. The car is complete. And he said their label is known as their image. And the Bible tells us that we were made in God's image. And he said that God knew us before we were even formed in our mother's womb.
Already tested.
We already been
tried,
tested and tried.
already
We
been
already been through
tried,
the process. So when we came into this earth, we had everything we needed.
already
When
ready,
we came here loaded, fully loaded.
already
But
ready.
somebody decided to tell us that you're not enough.
Not enough.
Something's wrong with you. You don't got this, and you don't got that. You don't got this, and you don't got that. And we believed it because he talked about how they use standardized testing in school to try to measure our
And they can't.
education, and they can't.
They
They
cannot
won't tell you that those things are not
measure.
adequate measures of your education.
Can I measure what God instilled in you?
He said you are so smart that they haven't even created a test that could even measure how smart you are. But
Absolutely.
somebody lied to you
He's
and
talking
told you.
He spoke about the phone, the iPhone. His
Mm-hmm.
phone is tested. That phone, they pay people to test out every phone.
Every phone.
They tell you that the phone is good. God, in the same way, created us in his image, knew us while we were in our mother's womb, already tested. God is not going to release you to the world without being tested. You were already tested. God knew the end already. So he sent us already ready. Already ready. There is nothing and no one that can unready you. Nothing. You are already ready. You don't need another thing. I heard that so loud. Understand that your time is now. That we have believed the lie long enough. It is now time to step into purpose. Your purpose is where your power is. Your purpose is where all your dreams lie. He talked about parents who nurture kids' dreams. His father told him, keep that in your heart, son, if that's what you believe, since he was 13. Go ahead, Shanette.
Blessings. Good morning. Listen, that video I told you guys before. It was a couple years ago, 2 years ago, when I was in Jamaica. I was sitting down listening to him, and I tell you, just like Bridget, I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote because it is so good, and it put things in perspective. It really put it in perspective. And when he says that they don't release anything unless it is ready. Like, I was just like, man, he said, so God didn't put you here to fail you. Like, you are ready. You're good. You're good. And let me give you guys a testimony. You know how we talk about writing it down, making it plain, all that, making a list, like you're just talking about confirming even yesterday that I heard, making a plan, continually doing what we need to do, right? So I this one of our friends been on my mind from last week to day before yesterday to yesterday. So my sister was like, "You need to call and find out if he's okay." So I called, and when he answered, I was like, "Yes, you are alive and well," and so forth. So we were laughing, and so we're talking about stuff, right? And he says, I'm on a plan. I plan everything out. I do a list. He called me Shan. He said, Shan, he said, we cannot accomplish and do things if we don't make a list, because when we're shooting for thin air. We're missing every time. And so we have to make a list and be intentional, because when we make the list, we're saying that we're intentionally making it to accomplish that goal, to accomplish that thing and move on to the next, right? And so we're talking and everything. And he says, Shan, how about you called me and and you are on my list? I said, huh? He said, I'm telling you, you're on my list. He said, let me count. You are number 12 on my list. And you called. And he said, I'm going to take a screenshot and send you my list and show you. And it says, call Shan to donate to her organization. What do we say? People are placed by God's divine intervention to be a blessing to us, and we don't even know. They're speaking, talking, doing, writing us on their list to bless us, and we have no clue. And when I tell you that touched my soul yesterday, I was jumping around the house when I got done with him. I said, God, you have me on people's list. You have me on people's list. We're on people's list, guys. We're on their list for them to be a blessing to us. We have to do our work. And I wrote in my book yesterday, I was in the shower and I hear God saying, Shanette, stop it. Stop worrying. Stop stressing, about things that you have to get done. Just do your purpose. Just do your purpose. All things will be added. Just do your purpose. Be obedient. Just do the thing that I tell you to do. I put it in your heart. Like Dr. Monroe say, years ago from you were born, I put it in your heart. Before your mother knew that you were going to be born, I put it in your heart. It's your purpose, nobody else. It's yours. People are people have you on their list.
And
When I
that
tell you yesterday, Darlaina, it blew my mind. I've been saying to God, surprise me, Lord, surprise me, Lord, surprise me. He surprised me yesterday out the blue. I mean, he blew my mind. And then one lady messaged me before I even got a call, before I even called that friend. She messaged and she says, when are you leaving for Jamaica? Have a safe trip and check your Zelle. She donated $500. I met this lady one time at Golden Cross fundraising a few months ago. They're we are on their list, guys. My God today.
My
A
God.
supernatural, a supernatural and suddenly acceleration that
Yes.
we're going through right now, a rebirth, a repositioning of our mind.
Yes.
My mind is being repositioned right now.
Yes.
Do, Shanette, and do the purpose, do the work. Leave it to God. Everything else, leave it to God.
All of it.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Yes. Go ahead, Tori.
I just wanted to say that we're all telepathic. And the stronger you are in your faith, the stronger you are in the belief, it happens like white on rice. I literally last Saturday, I was thinking of my aunt because we were getting ready to go to my cousin's baby shower. And she calls me in the middle of me going to her name, typing in her phone number to give her a call. And she goes, I said, how you knew I was gonna call you? She was like, oh, it happens to me all the time. I could be thinking about someone from 10 years ago and then they'll give me a call. I said, girl, you real telepathic. You got it good. She
Yes.
was like, yeah, I pretty much have it like that. And then she goes in on to what she was gonna tell me or whatever. But I just said that to say that we are all gifted in so many ways. And like Shanette said, God has his people waiting for us to just think of it. The moment we think of it, it opens up the door to amazing, amazing opportunities. And the list is something that I needed confirmation on because last night I watched a video by Rollo, and he goes and he says, you need to make a list. You need to write down your vision. And you need to make it clear. He said, all the time I did in prison, I just wrote. I wrote. I wrote my list and I'm living up everything on my list.
Yes.
So the fact that Shanette just said that, because that was the last video I watched before I laid down to go to sleep,
Hey.
confirmed to me
Yes,
I need to write my list.
back to the basics. For real. Back to the basics. The word said write the vision and make it plain. So many of us are moving without the vision written down.
Yes.
The vision must be written down. You
Darlena,
got to
he
have a
do
way to move through.
do you know he says he make his list and his plan and wrote the stuff down even for his son for in college and everything? Do you know he says his son have received over $140,000 in scholarship. He's coming out of college in May with not a penny. Oh, he is living on campus right now in an apartment paid by the university. Has a job already coming out of college. 6 figures. He said he wrote everything down to God, made it plain, everything step by step, made a list every day. How, and I said, Lord, Lord God. Mm-mm-mm.
I heard it. And it went from hearing him to so many more people with the whole reminder of just one thing, writing the vision and making it plain. I'm like, oh my God, when was the last time I really wrote the vision? When I got the first Healing House of Roses, y'all, that whole house, everything about it was written down in one of my law of attraction journals, from the flowers on the wall to red pots, white dishes, um, the rose molds, and I had everything that I wanted in the house in a list in my Amazon store, in other places, pictures of everything. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I didn't write it yet. I didn't write it yet. I need to write it. You said we both heard the same video last night, Coach. Go ahead, Manya.
No, I just wanted to say, and like again, back to like Tori said, what telepathy or whatever. But I think I told you, as I was digging through a lot of stuff, I found this book, one of my journals and books, and one of my this like to-do list book that I had, and I looked through it, and this was in 2017 or whatever. And I used to write everything down every day. I had my list done every day, not just my to-do list, but just my list done of what I am going to do to get to the goal that I had. And I was like, I was like, I was so organized and so was on my stuff. And it was just a reminder, and you guys are reminding me, I'm going to pull back out those things. I already had it written down. So all I need to do is to complete the list that I've been doing, or at least expand on it. And you're right, because it puts it in order. It puts it in divine order. It gives you a blueprint and a map that you don't have to worry about, because you put it down. And how you told me to write it in blue ink. Write it
Yep.
in blue. When you
White
write it
paper,
in blue,
blue ink.
and all of the stuff that was in my journal was in blue. I'm like, oh gosh, okay. You was get your
White
butt back to
paper,
that.
blue ink.
And I,
Manya,
yeah,
Manya,
yeah.
to, the day before, my sister says, she says, Shanette, you need to write down and manifest. And we're not asking and begging for money. You expect at least $500 a week of donation coming into your organization. And when the woman messaged me yesterday, lying in this bed, and says, and sent me the $500, it was such another confirmation.
Wow.
It
And
was
we
such
forget.
another
We
confirmation. And
absolutely forget the power
listen,
that we have.
Darlena, not
I
even
think
that. I'm telling you, yesterday God blew my mind. Listen to me.
wow.
Then I got off that call. I then was getting dressed to go out. One of our other friends, it was his birthday. So we used to just bless each other and so forth. So anyways, he said he didn't even know what's going on with Jamaica, everything, whatever. So we're talking. He said, Shan, he said, okay, all right. I just received, well, he said, I think 450 in monies for my birthday. He said, better yet, while I'm talking to you, I got another $550. He said, I am going to send you that $500 for my birthday to bless those families in Jamaica. Another
I know
$500.
that's
Listen to me, guys. Yesterday was a mind blowing. I I couldn't even just, I couldn't fathom. But I said
Shanette, don't
I
play with God.
expect
Did you
it.
say to surprise you? Didn't you say to surprise you?
Surprise me, Lord.
Don't play.
Surprise me, Lord.
Oh my God.
Surprise me. He surprised me yesterday. God, listen to me.
My God,
Guys,
today.
my listen to me. After that, after that first phone call, then another of our friends donated $100. Then from the other guy, from his 500. After that, my sister had her a mortgage lady donated another $100. Yesterday was $1,200 within just hours with it. I said, God, you are
Looks like
amazing.
gonna show and prove.
A supernatural and suddenly acceleration is going on. And I
Yes.
went to all the different home lists, darling. I want you to do this today or this week. I went to the Home Depots, and I've been going and going. This is my yesterday was my, I think, fourth or fifth one. I go in there and I say, hey, I'm looking for donations. I know you guys do big corporate whatever and stuff already, but I need something in the store today. Not tomorrow, I'm not coming back. Me not come back. I'm not coming back. I want it today. Don't tell me, oh, we're gonna, no. Mm-mm. So what can you do in the store? They can, Darlena. You see how you're doing your project in the house right now with Healing House of Roses? You could get $150, $200 right in the store. You buy your paint, you buy your tack, you buy your nails, you buy a hammer, whatever you need to do. And you don't even have to give them anything. I have my stuff
No,
already saying that I'm giving them, but you know what they have? I didn't even read the coupon receipt until yesterday. It says that they could give it to nonprofit and persons that have projects. without that you don't have to give them any document, not even. They could do it right on the spot.
Okay.
I've gotten already $450.
Okay. Sounds amazing. Listen,
Supernatural and suddenlies, girl.
supernatural and suddenlies. Let me read our stuff because for some reason, December 10th is folded in the book. So let me just get to it. You saying something, Deb? Because you breaking up.
I'm sorry, I was saying congratulations, Ben Rising, to Shanette. That is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm driving, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No worries. Our affirmation card says it's safe to look within. That's where all the answers are. There is no answer outside of yourself. There's nothing that you can look for that's outside of yourself. It says, as I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs, I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. I really do love what I see in me. And then this one says, I slowly breathe in and out, and I find myself relaxing more and more with each breath. Sometimes you just need to breathe. It says, I relax all my neck muscles and I let go of any tension in my shoulders. The 5 minutes of gratitude says, enjoy the little things in life, for one day you may look back and realize they were big things. Enjoy the little things in life, for one day you may look back and realize they were big things. Fill in the 4 blanks, something I can experience or imagine that inspires me. One simple reason to be grateful for living where I live. A routine that gives my life pleasure. What I love most about today. And the affirmation says, I can be happy whenever I want, no matter what my circumstances. You know, I saw Hillary's question. How do you stay consistent once you write the vision? I write them, life happens, stress of life, bills, whatever. How do you stay on top of your plans and your dreams? You just really have to trust that God got the plan. You have to not allow the stress to steal your joy. Even if you don't know how you're going to pay something, how something is going to work out, you got to break whatever is happening in your body and in your mind. You break it by going for a walk. You break it by watching a funny movie. You break it by calling a friend. You break it by doing something that has nothing to do with the bill or the problem. And this happened to me, my girlfriend Tandra. I was trying to figure out how in the world was I going to pay my car note. I don't know how I'm going to pay my car note. She said, here is $20. Let's go to the movies. I'm looking at her like, you got 2 heads. Why in the world would I go to the movies and I need to pay my car note? She said, well, can you pay it right now? I was like, no. She said, well, then let's go to the movies. So we go to the movies and we're in the movie and I'm enjoying the movie and I'm laughing and I'm not thinking about nothing about my bills. And by the time I got home, I had a new client that had paid my invoice and I was able to pay my car note, but I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't thinking about it. Sometimes we will sit, think about it, ruminate on it. How can I make this money come? What can I do, Lord? One of the secret teachers talked about his mom. She would take the dollars, and every dollar she would just roll it out. Like she would count them, and then she just press it out. And when they talked to her about why she did that, she said, "Because I was just wondering how I was going to stretch it to pay all the things that I need to pay." And some of the kids picked up that same habit because they didn't know what she was doing. She's sitting there wondering, how am I gonna? And sometimes you just gotta go play with kids, play with pets, go hug a tree, go work out, go make your favorite meal, go be in gratitude for what is already done. The food in your refrigerator, that you can make a cup of tea and add some honey and some lemon to it, and just be in the gratitude of that one simple small thing, and watch God unfold it when you're not paying attention. That's how we get through. That's how we do it. I can't tell you. I called just the other day. I called Leslie up. I said, "Girl, what did I just do? Look at this big bill that I just made." And these people might let me go from my job. I had to let that go. God brought me here. God ain't gonna give me no vision without the provision. That job is not my source of supply. God is. And I can't even tell you how many times I have learned that. So let me read our December 10th, and then I'm going to let us go. This is the Deep Breath of Life Daily Inspiration for Heart-Centered Living. For some reason, this book was folded. This page was folded on December 10th. And when I opened it up, it says, just sit there. Just sit there. It says, all that is necessary to break the spell of inertia and frustration is this: act as if it were impossible to fail. That is the talisman, the formula, the command of right about face, which turns us from failure towards success. I cannot make this stuff up, y'all. We cannot make this stuff up. God is speaking so loud and so clear. Can you hear it? Are you listening? Am I the only one that hears these words? If you hear the words that's coming out of my mouth straight from God's own mouth, put a one in the chat. If you hear it for yourself, if you hear what you should be doing right now, if you hear it for yourself, put a one in the chat. All that is
Darlaina, the message came the other day. It says that God has a vested interest in our success, so we can't fail.
Listen.
God has a vested interest in our success.
Because you're gonna mess up his reputation.
He don't want his reputation messed up.
We are believers.
We represent. I said this the other day. We represent God.
And as a believer, those words cannot return undone. You must.
It will not return void.
You must win. All right, let me finish it. It says,
okay.
Reverend Diane Winter has established a unique prison ministry in which she spends most of her time teaching spiritual classes, counseling, and assisting inmates before and after their release. When I asked Diane how she got started, she told me it wasn't easy. I went to the administrator's office and told him that I wanted to teach a class on spiritual growth. He told me I had to go to another city 2 hours away and get permission from 3 supervisors. Then he told me, I will think about it. I knew he was just trying to put me off, and I made an appointment to meet with him again. Then he forgot about me and never showed up. But I wasn't about to quit. His secretary refused to make another appointment for me, so I decided I would just go to the office and sit there until I could see him. If I had to sit there every day, all day, I would. But I didn't have to do that. The day he saw me and gave me permission, I later learned that he and the other administrator made bets on how long I would last. The longest estimate was 3 months. That was 5 years ago. They have been the 5 most rewarding years of my life. Sometimes we need such depth of determination to accomplish our dream. We have to be willing to sit there every day, all day, until we get results. Our will to succeed must be stronger than someone else's will to put us off. In light of the success, service, and joy that Diane has achieved, Her initial efforts seem minor in comparison. If you feel discouraged or put off, remember the bigger picture and paint it as you choose. I pray to be sufficiently dedicated to my goals that I fulfill my dreams. I can do anything I set my mind and heart to. And you can do anything that you set your mind and heart to because God has set your mind and heart to it. So all you have to do is lean into it. You've been preloaded with everything already. So lean in and just sit there. All that is necessary to break the spell of inertia and frustration is this: act as if it were impossible to fail. That is the talisman, the formula, the command of right about face, which turns us from failure towards success. Will you just sit there? Will you break the spell and act as if it is impossible to fail? Because with God, all things are possible. There will be no failure here. You have already won. All battles have already been won. All we have to do is walk the playback. God has already shown it to us. He showed us to us. That's one of the things that Dr. Miles Monroe said. He showed it to you. Now it's up to you to believe it, what he showed you. He didn't show you bills. He didn't show you the house where you live in now. He didn't show you the car what you're driving now. He showed you the big dream. The big, big, big one. The one that's attached to your gifts. This is just the beginning of the beginning. And most of us, although it may look like from the outside that we are starting over, we really are not. We are beginning again from where we left off with all of the knowledge and the giftings of God. Does anybody have anything they want to add before we go? Because that was just so heavy and so deep, I don't even know. Mm, 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 mm. I'm just so grateful and so thankful for the words that we
Darlaina?
Do you hear me?
Go ahead, Dr. Long.
Yes?
We can hear you.
Okay. Am I too late?
No, you're not.
Yay! Yeah, I got put out, but I'm back.
Okay. Go ahead, Brent.
I wanted to say last night I was late doing my pages, right? So I did them late last night, right? And at the end of my pages, the conclusion that came to my mind was to make a list. And all of y'all have confirmed the thoughts that came in my mind about making a list. At the conclusion of my pages, the thought that came to me was to make a list and be honest about what you want. Be honest about what you want. Stop writing stuff that you think sounds good that you should want, but write down what you want. Don't just write it based on these rules of conformity that you have learned in this system of this world. To be conformed to something means that you have literally shaped your life according to what this system says. So now you got to be not conformed. Get out of the matrix, Bridget. Get out of the matrix. Stop living your life. Stop even writing your list according to the rules of the matrix. And I have been writing my list according to the rules of the matrix. And it, like I said yesterday, it's so strongly how the revelation of the conformity is coming for me to see how the lie has been infused in everything that we do. So when we stop believing the lie, now the Bible says you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. It don't just say it'll set you free, it'll make you free. In other words, you will be made into freedom once you know the truth. Now we know the truth. Now we know that when God sent me here, I came here fully loaded. And that's what Dr. Miles Monroe said, that made him dangerous. Because you couldn't tell him that he wasn't prepared for whatever he wanted to do. Nobody could. He said, I don't care what you got to say about me. I'm dangerous because I don't care what nobody got to say about me. Because now I believe what my manufacturer said about me. He said I'm ready. He said I've been tested. He said I'm ready for business. So that means I'm free to go. That's why the truth makes you free. Because the truth of the matter is, we are made in the image and in the likeness of Almighty God. So call me a goddess. Call me a goddess because I am of the God that created me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, with that being said, Dr. Long, please give us our blessing for this day.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Well, I want us to remember we're the spout where the money's coming out. Hallelujah. I'm blessed going in.
I'm blessed going in.
I'm blessed coming out.
I'm blessed coming out.
I'm blessed in the city.
I am blessed in the city.
I'm blessed in the field.
I am
Blessed
blessed
in the
in the
field.
field.
I am always in the right place at the right time.
I am
always in the right place at the right time.
With the right people.
With the right people.
Doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing.
For the right reason.
For the right reason.
And everything's in divine order.
Everything's in divine order.
As Jabez says, bless us indeed.
As Jabez says, bless us indeed.
Expand our territory.
Expand our territory.
Extend an open hand of favor to us.
Extend an open hand of favor to us.
That we may do no harm.
That we may do no harm.
And we let go and let God.
We let go and let God.
Then go with the flow.
And go with the flow.
And let the blessings and the money roll in.
And let the blessings and the money roll in.
From the north, south, east, and west.
From the north, south, east, and west.
From above and beneath.
From above and beneath.
From known and unknown sources.
From known and unknown sources.
Tell us about the money, Doc.
We have supernatural unlimited money sowing supernatural unlimited seeds.
Amen.
And we live and give out of God's overabundance, so we never run out. We always have more than enough.
Never run out.
We always have more than enough.
We always have more than enough.
More than enough to do anything our heart desires.
More than enough to do anything our hearts desire.
More than enough to do anything God puts on our hearts to do for others.
More than enough to do anything God puts on our hearts to do for others.
We have money to spend, money to lend, and money to keep.
We have money to spend,
money to lend, and money to keep.
money to keep.
Because
Every
where
day
is
we
our
spend it.
bank?
In
Heaven.
Where's our bank? And
In
this is about where
Heaven.
the money's coming out. We're the branch banks of heaven, y'all. Isn't that good news?
Amen.
Great
Yeah.
news.
So just make a list and start spending the money.
Yes, heaven. Yes, 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 yes. Well, I do believe that this day, unlike many others, that we have been given marching orders today.
Watching orders is right.
And
The page was bent and was folded over, you said.
yep, page was folded up
December 10th.
December 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And it said
So
Go
he
forth.
marked it.
Go forth.
it said everything that we already said. That page just put the icing on the cake. Like there is so much synchronicity in the conversations that we have every single day. And every day
Mm-hmm.
we get what we need. But today feels different. Today
Yeah.
feels very different. Today feels like you better go write that vision. Today
Marching
feels
orders.
the day feels like do not let this day end without doing your own stuff. Don't get inundated with other people's things and things that other people will have you do without pulling out your own stuff, your own list, seeding and sowing into yourself before you seed and sow into anyone else. Because God
Right.
wants you to be clear. You need to be clear on your vision, clear on what God gave you. There's nothing else that matters this day but to have your direction and goal in place.
Your spout got to be clean and cleared out so the money can come out.
It is. It is. All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Bye for now.
With more wonderful stories to tell.